Hey guys, welcome to my second video, and this video we are going to go over basic modeling, and we're going to model an object. What object I'm not sure yet, but we will think about that in the next 10 seconds. If you're new to the channel, you should go up to my channel and hit the subscribe button. Right now I have 0 videos and 0 subscribers, kind of sad, so you guys should help me up and hit the subscribe button on your screen. Alright, let's get started. For our first tutorial, we are going to make, let's just say, a glass. It's a simple object, not too difficult. First, we're going to switch into ortho view by hitting the 5 button on your keypad. Then we are going to delete the default cube. Having our cursor zeroed out, we're going to add a mesh circle. Over here, we're going to go down to 16 vertices. So that just changes how many vertices are in the loop. And we are going to scale it down. To scale, you hit the S key, and that enables you to scale up and down. So we're just going to scale that down a little bit. And we are going to go into edit mode by either clicking this or hitting the tab key. And we are going to look at the front face. So this is our ring that we just created. Now, one of the basics, most fundamental thing in Blender is to extrude. To extrude, you hit the E key, and it extrudes more faces, more points. And you can move it up, or move it around, or you can lock onto an axis by hitting the axis. So if you hit the X, you can move around the X. Y moves around the Y. You can't see it because we are looking at the Y. Or you could hit Z and go up and down. So we are just going to move it up a little bit and then scale it down by hitting the S key. Alright, so let's extrude it again. Scale it down a little more. Extrude it up. We'll get the stem, so we'll make kind of a wine glass type of figure. And we're just going to keep doing this. If you deselect and you can't move it around, instead of moving with these, you can hit the G key, which is grab, and then lock onto this axis, and the Z axis. So extrude, Z, extrude, Z, extrude, Z, and then we are going to get a rim, so we're going to extrude it, scale it in, extrude it, and then we're going to go all the way to the bottom. And then we're going to scale that in so it's not sticking out. Alright, some selection tools that you can do. Instead of selecting every point of the entire loop, you can hold the Alt key and select an edge loop, which is, sorry, that was my phone, is the entire loop. So this way, this is the edge loop here, you can hit Shift and Alt, and you can select multiple ones. And down here, if you select this, what it enables you to do is select everything behind and through the model, what you can see. So when I highlighted that, I can highlight everything. By the way, what I just did was hit the B button, which is the box select, and it selects everything that is in the box. So if we disable that and do that, we only select the points that we can see. So we don't want that. We're going to select all of those, and you select them all. So let's hold Alt and select this bottom ring, and we are going to hit E, scale it in, and then hold Alt and M for merge, and then merge at center. You can also go over here and hit the merge key right here. Next, we are going to add an edge loop in here because this is kind of ugly looking. So how to do that is you can hit the Control R, and then what that does is it enables this pink edge loop. So whatever edge you're on, it'll do edge loop perpendicular to it. And you can use your scroll wheel to increase, and then scroll down to decrease. So we're just going to put 2 in here. Go back to this view. Hold Alt. Select that. We're going to scale it out. Scale this one out. So there we have a glass. It needs a bottom. So we're just going to do the same thing. Alt, extrude it out, and then Alt M, merge at center. So there we go. We got a very blocky glass. Alright, let's change our shading over here in object mode to smooth. What this does is it tells Blender to smooth all the faces instead of keeping them individual. We get this big black line. We don't want that, so we're going to go into edit mode, select everything. We are going down to normals, and then we're going to recalculate normals. So what that does is it recalculates all the normals, which is the faces and what way they are facing. So now we have a glass, but it's not very smooth. It's kind of ugly. I wouldn't buy it. I don't know if you guys would. So what we're going to add is a modifier. So we go over the modifier tab over here. You can do this in edit mode or object mode. It does not matter. And we're going to do add modifier. You go down to subdivisional surface. And what that does is it makes everything smoother. And it actually increases the faces. So if we put the shading in the flat, you can actually see it adds more loop cuts and actually makes it smoother. So we're going to go back to smooth. If you crank this up too high, it'll slow down your computer, which you don't want, obviously. So we'll just go up to 2. Now, what you see is it's rounding this bottom edge, which we don't want. We want that flat like this. So what we're going to do is do Control R, add an edge loop, and just bring that down there, and that'll be nice. And this rim up here, I'm going to fatten it up a little by just adding an edge loop right there. And that should be pretty good. So there is a basic tutorial on how to make a wine glass. And yeah, so if you guys are liking these videos, you should subscribe to my channel, Close Blender, or Blender Tutorial is the title, I believe. Stay tuned. You guys can always send me messages on what videos you'd like to see, and thank you.